Hello and welcome to the Times of India. I am Sanjeev Singh, and today we are going to discuss the conviction of AIADMK Interim General Secretary V.K. Shashikala and what it holds for the future of Tamil Nadu politics. To discuss more about it, I have with me Sanjeev Shankaran, who tracks political economy and has spent a lot of time in Tamil Nadu itself to give us more details. Sanjeev, we've had many discussions in the past, and it seemed quite clear that the odds were heavily loaded against Shashikala.
Yeah, the case was weak. This is a disproportionate assets case. In 2014, a trial court in Bangalore had declared Jayalalitha, who was part of the case, Shashikala and two more of her relatives as guilty. Karnataka High Court overturned that, and then the matter went to Supreme Court. But looking at the evidence from the trial court and the High Court, we've discussed this in the past. We always thought that she had a very weak case, and the Supreme Court has ruled in favor of the trial court, which means it's a 4-year term. And she's already served some part of it, so she'll serve out the remainder. But what is worse for her as a politician or a budding politician is that she cannot hold an office for a period of 6 years after serving out her jail term.
Oh, so that means that almost 10 years.
Yeah, almost 10 years she's going to be out of direct political law.
Okay. Let's just listen into what the public prosecutor had to say about the whole case. We have this clip from Times Now where the public prosecutor spoke to them.
The public prosecutor, he joins us on the telephone line. Public prosecutor, let me bring you in, sir. Your first reaction, body blow for Shashikala Natarajan.
According to me, justice has been done, and it shows that however mighty and powerful an accused may be, if he is guilty, he cannot avoid the clutches of law because our judiciary is so strong.
Mr. Acharya, what does this mean? Now she has to immediately surrender. What sort of a sentence is she expected to serve out, if that is indeed the case?
If the trial court judgment as a whole is restored, it means 4 years imprisonment imposed by the trial court.
Okay, so that was the clip of the public prosecutor saying that the sentence could be almost for 4 years.
Yeah, so we took a look at the Supreme Court judgment, and they said trial court verdict in toto will be, so it's 4 years.
But talking about Shashikala, legally, does she still have any recourse left?
I think she can appeal. That's the way the Supreme Court verdict ended, that that appeal is not shut down.
Okay, so what's at stake for her right now? Because, this judgment came at a crucial time. In fact, even the governor seemed to be more open to the idea of letting the Supreme Court take a call before calling them for a floor test. As you were saying, Sanjeev, that she's served a bit of a sentence, but apart from that, she cannot hold office for 6 years. So does this 6 years apply after the 4 years?
Yeah, that's our understanding of the relevant law, which is Representation of People's Act, that it kicks in once she finishes her term. So it effectively means it's almost 10 years from today that she can't hold office. And 10 years, a lot of things are going to change in Indian politics.
Yeah. And please, of course, send us your comments on what you think will be the road ahead for Tamil Nadu. And is this perhaps the last milestone in Shashikala's political career? We'll just play out another clip of Shashikala. This is, of course, from yesterday when she broke down in public about saying many things, including that, she's being targeted because she's a woman.
ஏற்படுத்தி அம்மாவினுடைய சமாதியில் போய் அவர்களுடைய பாதத்தில் வைக்க வேண்டும். நான் பொதுச் செயலாளராக தேர்ந்தெடுக்கப்பட்ட பிறகு என்னவென்று இந்த இயக்கம் இன்றைக்கு இந்த இயக்கத்தை நம் தொண்டர்கள் அனைவரும் என்னை நம்பி ஒப்படைத்துள்ளனர். உங்கள் மீது ஆணையிட்டு சொல்கிறேன், இந்த இயக்கத்தையும் இந்த ஆட்சியையும் நிச்சயம் என் உயிர் உள்ளவரை காப்பாற்றிக் கொண்டே இருப்பேன் என்று உறுதி எடுத்து.
So that was a part of the clip. Sanjeev, for our viewers, can you explain what she was trying to say?
She, I mean, to put it very simply, she just said that she would always protect this party, government, if you would like to put it that way.
But you know, this is not the only case that is bogging down Shashikala. Are there any more cases against her?
Yeah, she has some enforcement directorate cases. But again, all of them go back to that period between 91 and 96, which is where the disproportionate assets case also comes. That was Jayalalitha's first term as chief minister. And again, there was a verdict in Madras High Court recently which did not help her.
Okay.
So these are separate cases. These are standalone cases.
So they have nothing to do with the disproportionate
No,
assets case.
they're not. These cases do not have anything to do with the disproportionate assets case.
And at what stage are these cases?
Well, they've crossed the Madras High Court. I mean, at least reached up to that point. As we saw with the case in disproportionate assets case, it was originally filed by Dr. Subramaniam Swamy in 1996 when he was then the leader of Janata Party, and now, as you're aware, that he's with BJP. It's taken 21 years to finally reach closure, so we have no idea how much longer these cases will take.
Okay, so we are getting in a lot of comments from people. We'll just see what people are saying. So Lalita Ravishankar says, whatever career she has, she's a criminal, hence convicted. Who needs these type of leaders who preach corruption? We've got Shanti Rajgopal saying good judgment and truth is not dead. Joyesh Mukherjee says she should be banned from life from entering politics. The most corrupt person I've seen in a long time. So Sanjeev, the comments seem to be pretty one-sided. Even in the earlier things that when we had talked about it, we had seen that the comments were quite negative about Shashikala taking over the reins in Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, in fact, it's difficult to think of anyone in the recent past who's attracted this kind of vitriol or public dislike or anger, if you like. Which is why, when she was, I think she was addressing her party members. It's very difficult. It's almost unbelievable that she could ever claim moral high ground if she were to face the electorate. Remember, she's never won an election. Right? We have Shashikala, who's largely been a backroom player, if you like, not somebody who's actually gone out and faced the public. And
So I mean, we know that she's tried to take over the party through the back channels. But what could be her game plan? The road ahead for her per se.
See, so far she's been a backroom player. Now it's very difficult. If you remember today, after the verdict came, she expelled O. Paneerselvam from primary membership. Something that could have, one would imagine she could well have done it earlier if she wanted to. But so, which is why one wonders if some of the steps she's taken today are partly because it's a sense of anger and frustration rather than any well thought out strategy. What she's done is she's put another veteran AIDMK guy, E.K. Palaniswamy, who's a highways, minor ports and I think public works minister.
Okay.
He's been elected the legislature party leader. But in the 1 week that Paneerselvam has stayed, since his rebellion, which has lasted almost a week now, you've gradually seen people, including MLAs like K. Pandyarajan, who was the education minister and was originally in Shashikala's camp, move there. So I don't know what's going to happen in the sense that a week ago Shashikala's camp looked much stronger. Now she's, for the moment, out of the race completely. She's put in another person. Will they have enough numbers? One doesn't know. It really looks like AIDMK is in trouble now at this moment.
Yeah, and after the verdict came, she's sacked almost 20 top leaders from the party. If she wanted to actually quell the rebellion earlier, she could have just sacked Paneerselvam even then.
She could have. In fact, I would not be surprised if the members who've been expelled actually challenged this verdict. Because remember, even her selection as General Secretary has been challenged.
Okay, so coming back to the point of the road ahead, because what she has done is that despite her conviction, she has still managed to create a scenario where there is no clear, the wind is not blowing in any one clear direction. So, what are the options ahead of government formation in Tamil Nadu, so to say?
So right now we have an incumbent chief minister who seems to be in a minority as far as his party goes, but he does have some support. You have a new claimant, Palaniswamy. The only way one will know who has the majority support is through a floor test. So it will be for the governor to actually sooner than later call for a floor test, because this kind of uncertainty or fluidity doesn't help. It eventually leads to horse trading and all negative associations that come with it.
So let's just go to the sort of comments we're getting, Sanjeev. Shashi Sharan Nigam says whoever becomes the CM will pocket the development money. Venkatesh Bala Subramaniam says, has she been elected member of parliament? No, Venkatesh, she's not been elected to either the parliament or the assembly. Jagannath Tripathi is saying there is conspiracy in Jayalalitha's death. Also, if we can just scroll up, so Joyesh Mukherjee says that she should be banned for life from entering politics. That's quite a harsh comment. Venkatesh is saying, why are you wasting your time discussing the same? The reason why we're discussing it is not because, for any other reason, but because what it has done is that it has again put Tamil Nadu in a state of flux where we do not know who's actually in control. So what this is basically leading to is a sort of a void where, the bureaucracy doesn't know which way to go, whether they should, work with the caretaker chief minister or with, are they going to get a new chief minister? So at the end of the day, it is the government of Tamil Nadu and the people of Tamil Nadu who will suffer. Let's just take more comments. Venkatesh again says, what does it matter whether her career is finished or not? Can we scroll up a bit and see if we're getting... So, those were the comments, but, Sanjeev, coming back to that issue of why does it matter to us? I mean, the past 2 weeks, the sort of political scenario that we've seen, how do you think it is affecting Tamil Nadu per se, as far as, the administration is concerned?
I think more than half the cabinet was away in a resort, right? The chief minister spent his time gathering support. The state is in the grip of a very severe drought. There was an oil spill prior to, almost 2 weeks ago, which has led to a serious environmental problem on the coast around Chennai. And there are multiple other issues there. There is the government, there doesn't seem to be, the government, the bureaucracy functions, but the political executive is missing right now. Because so it's as good as not having a government in place at one level.
Just to cut you short, Amit Gupta has a question. Who will be the next CM? Can you tell him? Sanjeev, your thoughts? I think Dinesh has answered and he's saying OPS.
I think Paneerselvam. I would imagine that, there is one advantage. Paneerselvam may not have the numbers right now, but in the last week his image has undergone a transformation. He's no longer seen as a doormat. And public anger against Jayalalitha and those who are associated with her might well persuade a few more MLAs to shift to his camp. I would not write off Paneerselvam, even though he might not have the numbers at this moment in time.
Okay. More comments. Ravindran Nambiar says, along with conviction, all illegally acquired wealth till the verdict must be attached by Tamil Nadu government, which will put a comma, if not full stop, in acquiring illegal wealth. Sanjeev, as far as acquiring illegal wealth is concerned in Tamil Nadu, do you think corruption is an issue any longer?
I'm inclined to believe probably it's not a serious issue. It must be an issue, but it's not a priority. Because, let's not forget, this entire case came out of, the focal point in the disproportionate assets case had to be Jayalalitha because she was the chief minister of the day. Shashikala was not in government.
Yeah.
So, since then, Jayalalitha has won and lost elections. So, I guess politically people have, are willing to overlook whatever happened at that point in time because she got a drubbing in the next election. Maybe they felt that was punishment enough. There are a lot of other things which count for voters.
So Venkata Narasimhan says that in India nobody's career gets over. Kuravi Sirisha says she will remain with her memories of Amma and that is going to be her fate. Marzuk Suleiman says actual culprit was Jayalalitha and this is all political drama. Lakshmi Ajay, we North Indians are least bothered about South politics. We only want jobs to earn money. We can't even remember their names. Well, I think even in it's a similar story in the South. Everyone wants jobs and everyone wants sort of stable government which can provide them all that. We've taken enough of the comments, Sanjeev. Let's just go back to the basic point that we were discussing on what next. The governor, curiously, I think he's not in Tamil Nadu at the moment.
He holds. It's not the only charge he holds. I think he's also governor of Maharashtra, and it's a very strange thing that you have this situation, and this crisis has happened when you have a governor who's not there all the time. You know, he seems to shuttle between Mumbai and Chennai. So the only thing that he can do now, at least, that one claimant for that chief minister's chair is out of the race for the moment. I mean, unless an appeal works for her, which is very unlikely. The best thing is to really get the others to go for a flow test.
There is also a lot of speculation about the role of DMK in an impending flow test. What can be the role of DMK in this flow test? You know,
see, at this moment, one would think that for DMK, it makes no sense to prop up either faction.
Okay.
Because their best option now is to look for an election, which can come if nobody is able to form the government. There's president's rule, which will be followed by election.
Yeah.
Because if they prop up someone, remember, it's not even 1 year into the new government.
Yeah.
They'll have to wait out for 4 years if they want to prop up someone for the next 4 years. It makes absolutely no sense. The DMK's MK Stalin, who's the treasurer and leader of the opposition in the legislature, has got a chance after a long time. I mean, I would imagine DMK would probably, do whatever it is to see, or just hope for president's rule sooner than later.
So basically, right now, the scenario is such in Tamil Nadu that it will be very tough to say that X will happen or Y will happen. What will the governor do? Ideally, he should ask both sides, the OPS and the other gentleman, Palaniswamy, and ask for a floor test. So I think we'll have to end our discussion on that. But thanks so much for joining us, and we'll also have to wait and see which way the wind is blowing. But as far as a government formation is concerned, the road ahead for Tamil Nadu is still not very clear. The governor will have to take a final call as to whether he's going to call OPS, the caretaker chief minister Paneerselvam, to stake claim, or will he wait and see for Shashikala's nominee E.K. Palaniswamy, if I've got the
You got it right.
whether he'll call him. So thank you so much for joining us, and keep watching the Times of India for live updates.